Welcome, everybody. I am Therese Fortin Barnes, your host, and I am here today with Diane Stakoe, and we are talking about finding more peace, joy, and meaning in midlife and beyond. Welcome, Diane.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, Teresa.
You're welcome. And Diane is a certified holistic health and life coach, licensed and certified trauma-informed yoga and bodywork therapist, and energy healing practitioner. She is the CEO of Touch for Transformation and the founder of the Shift Your Energy Solution, a supportive and empowering program for midlife women ready to heal and thrive in body, mind, spirit, as they learn to reconnect with the incredible power that lies within. This is a great conversation. I am so excited that you are here today with us, Diane, but let's dig in first to your background, because I always like knowing where people came from, how you ended up where you are now, because the story of your past leads us to the present and future.
Yes, it does. So I've been in the world of holistic health and wellness for over 15 years now. And I started my journey because I was having a lot of physical symptoms, chronic lower back pain I was having, and brain fog, exhaustion, digestive issues. And that kind of led me into, I sort of knew I was working in the corporate world at the time. And I just had this, it was almost like this inner knowing, like I needed to get into the world of holistic health and healing for my own journey, not really realizing that it was going to be a career. So fast forward 15 plus years, I've been working with many clients and I've gone through my own healing journey, healing past trauma, conditioning, limiting beliefs through a variety of different modalities that I've been educated in and trained in, and also just self-taught as well.
Very interesting. So you had your own journey, and now you're helping people with similar journeys. Yes. And so how does one know if they have stuck energy, storing stress in their body? How do they know that?
That is a great question, because I didn't know. I didn't know what it was. I was going to different specialists, doctors, and alternative practices. I tried acupuncture. I've tried all different things. I remember going to this one place. I don't remember what it was called, but it was this high frequency vibrational, like a platform that you stood on, and it actually like shook your body at this high energetic frequency, and Wow. It was supposed to kind of like shake everything out of you. And I spent several $100s on and a lot of time, probably within a 3-month span, and it did nothing. So, I was desperate because I just knew, I knew that I was not meant to be feeling this way throughout my life. And so it was a lot of trial and error and trying to figure out, okay, what is this? I need to figure this out. And working with different people. And I would go to these practitioners, and a lot of them would say, well, it's just stress. It's just stress. You're just stressed. You just need to relax. And I was a yoga teacher and I practiced relaxation techniques, but yet my body was in this chronic stressed state. And come to find out, finally, it was due to past trauma that was stuck. The energy of it was stuck in my body. And at the time I didn't realize it. But once I made that connection, it was like the light bulb just went off, and the healing work that's when it really started and shifted for me.
Very interesting that's how you discovered it, and now you're helping people discover it. Now, one thing that stuck out to me that you mentioned when we were talking are energy vampires, and I thought that was just very intriguing. Let's dive into that terminology a little bit
Sure.
and what that is.
Sure. Maybe a lot of you listeners have heard that term before, an energy vampire. And I talk about this in my program, The Shift Your Energy Solution. We talk a lot about energy vampires and what they look like. They don't actually wear a cape and come out at night.
And big teeth.
And big teeth. But an energy vampire can be anything from an actual person or people or group of people to a situation. Maybe it's a workplace, or maybe it's I mean, I've worked with clients and their actual places of worship have been considered an energy vampire. It could be, and that's not to knock any religious practices at all. Also, things in our environment, right? So chemicals, household chemicals, or just walking down the street. I know for me in the neighborhood I live in, a lot of people are not only using chemicals to treat their lawns now, but also, I don't know about where you are in New York, Teresa, but people are using these mosquito services to like kill off the mosquitoes, and they come out with these big blower guns. And so being exposed to these energy vampires, whether it's people who are constantly talking negative self-talk, or to you, kind of taking you down that dark rabbit hole, people who get caught up in the worldly news and the suffering and all that, it can feel really heavy. I know when I go into crowded spaces sometimes, or even spaces that aren't that crowded, I am just wiped. I just completely am exhausted if I don't go into them protecting myself energetically first. So all of these things can be energy vampires, and we really have to be conscious of getting rid of them in our lives as best as we can't do it completely 100%. That's impossible, but we can really start to look at even things like, I know a lot of people like scented candles, but you have to be so careful about, I'm sure you've talked about this many times with people yourself, yourself. And even if it says like naturally scented, whether it's a candle or a household cleaner or a laundry detergent, you don't know what it's naturally scented doesn't mean anything other than a long list of chemicals under that label, right?
Exactly. Natural is not, unfortunately, it's not a good word because it's so overused.
It is.
Marketing.
It's marketing. And so soy candles can be great, essential oils, organic, 100% organic essential oils as a scent are lovely. But all of these different types of energy vampires can cause the body to go into a stressed state or a chronically stressed state, the fight or flight response. And when that happens, we do have symptoms of digestive issues, of headaches, of body aches and pains, of brain fog, of exhaustion. And a lot of times they go undiagnosed because doctors might tell you you're just stressed, or here's a pill. Here's a pill, take this. Yep, you'll feel better. So we really need to learn to heal from the inside out. It's not, putting a Band-Aid over symptoms isn't going to get you to the place where you want to be if you are seeking better health for yourself in body, mind, and spirit.
Right. It's getting to the core. Now, energy vampires, you brought up something, and they suck the energy out of you. And now toxic chemicals, of course, is my specialty and what I talk about all the time. And that you have to start with detoxing your body before you even detox your home, because you have these toxic chemicals are they're loading up your body and stealing your energy. I love that you said that, but they're also stealing so many other things from your body and wreaking havoc on your health and your immune system, which all leads back into your energy. So that's great that you mentioned that, because I just love it. Energy vampires. I might have to use that again down the road because it's so true.
And it's not my term.
Oh, well,
I do use it. It's a good one
great.
because it does. Yeah. Draining. It drains the energy out of you.
Yes, absolutely. I know if I ate a bad diet, I would be so drained. I just would want to sleep on the couch. So You know,
Yeah,
there's
it's also
all
chemicals in your food.
food
Chemicals
too.
in your food.
Exactly.
And when you're drained of your life force energy, you can't fully enjoy life. You're not thriving. You
Exactly.
don't have that vitality. And you're not able to really connect with what your true purpose is, because you're so caught up in this constant battle with your mind, body, spirit connection, because you're disconnected from it.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's what you are helping people with and transforming them. Now, why is it important to address this?
For many people, it might not be, but I knew that for me personally, I was made for more. I knew that I did not want to live the rest of my life going into midlife and beyond feeling the way I was feeling, because I was not only experiencing the symptoms that I was experiencing, but it was causing me anxiety, depression, irritability. I was frustrated. I was angry. I was not a very nice person to be around if you lived with me. And it was really kind of sucking the joy out of my life. My work started to become just work and was lacking meaning and purpose. And I just was guided down this path to find healing for myself so that I can help others. And that has been such a gift to be able to do that.
That's great. I love it.
Yeah.
So there's some things that don't work that you talk about in your program, like meditation therapy and supplements. Why is that?
It's not that they don't work.
Okay.
It's not that they're bad, because I do meditate, I do take supplements, I have been to therapy, but when you're just kind of grasping at straws, and these are the things I was doing, they weren't addressing the root cause, and you have to address the root cause. And so the root cause is that chronic stressed state, and not just ourself is not just our physical body. We're not just a physical body, right? We're made up of the physical body that we see, but also our mental body, our mind, our thoughts, our emotional body, our emotions, and our spiritual body, as well as our energy body. And so I was going to therapy, and it was addressing the mind. I was taking supplements, and that was for the body. I was meditating, and that was okay for the emotions, but it really wasn't, because when I would try to sit in meditation, I would get more and more frustrated, because I felt this agitation and stress, and it was this vicious cycle I was in, and I was getting more and more frustrated because the things I knew to do that were supposed to be healthy were not helping.
Right, right. Interesting. So somebody reaching midlife, women reaching midlife, feel sometimes an emptiness or have feelings lost. They've lost themselves.
Yeah.
And what's their purpose, and how do they reconnect with themselves?
Yeah, it's such a great question. We hear the term thrown around a lot. Oh, and I was told this too. Oh, you're just going through a midlife crisis, or it's just menopause. And for a little while, I believed that, but then I thought, something else. And so we start to we can start to wake up, so to speak, have this like energetic awakening come midlife, where we've spent so many years doing for other people. So many women have, and we lose ourselves along the way through the stresses, life stresses, past events, past trauma. Everybody's had some sort of trauma in their life, different degrees. Some people respond to it differently than others, whether, even if it's the same event, doesn't matter. But our bodies, there's a book actually, the author is Bessel van der Kolk, and it's The Body Keeps the Score. And it's all about how our physical body holds on to past experiences, and then it, expresses emotionally and physically. So to reconnect, to get back to your question, to how do we reconnect with ourselves. I believe that's what you asked. How do we do that?
Right. Yes.
Right. Yeah. Well, first it's awareness. You have to be mindful of that there's something wrong, that you're feeling a different way, like that doesn't feel good in whether it's anxiety or just this sadness. I know for me, I had this deep, deep sadness within me that I could not put my finger on. And people would say to me, like, why you look so sad? Why are you so sad? And I didn't know. But it wasn't until, again, I made that connection about, all the past stuff kind of being stuck in the body, which holds us or keeps us away from living into our authentic self. And everybody's authentic self, it's all of it. It's the same, and it's available to all of us. And that is joy, right? It's the purest essence within us. And that is joy and love and peace and light. And I know that probably may sound a little out there for many of you, but when these experiences, we all come into the world the same, right? Kind of like this clean slate, and then life experiences happen. And it's almost like the sunlight within us gets clouded over by all these dark clouds, and it's still there, just like the sun is there behind the dark clouds, but we have to kind of move them out of the way to find it again. But it is possible to do it. It absolutely is possible.
I love that. I mean, moving away the clouds, because some people are just stuck behind clouds, and
Yeah.
That's what you help with. So let's talk a little bit about, you have a Facebook group called Happy Hearts, Healing Body, Mind, and Spirit in Midlife. And is that a private community, or do you have to join that?
You have to join, but
Okay.
as long as you're a woman in midlife or beyond, I would love to have you as a member. There's a link, I think maybe you'll share, Teresa,
in the show notes,
to join. So if you're interested, I post a lot of free tips and tools to help the physical body and your emotional body, your spiritual self, and your mental self to really thrive. Because it's just, you don't have to feel the way you are feeling. I have a lot of women in the group and that I work with who have been struggling with anxiety and depression and these physical symptoms similar to the ones that I've mentioned. And they have been trying other things, and can be really frustrating. And also moving into midlife, a lot of women don't talk about their real feelings. And so it's a safe community, a safe space to share these feelings of emptiness and loneliness and grief. And a lot of marriages, separate and dissolve, and maybe we're taking care of parents or other loved ones, and that can be a really heavy load on us that can cause stress. So I love helping women navigate through these challenging times of this part of life.
That's great. So, and then you have some programs you offer throughout the year, and I know you do some webinars, and we'll post as much as the information we have. But do you work with women one-on-one too?
I do work with women one-on-one. I'm a Reiki master teacher. So Reiki is a form of energy healing. I do remote sessions with people, and still see some people in person, but most of my work is remote now, which is great because I work with women all over the country and even in Canada. Great. So that's wonderful. Yeah.
That's great. And you're in Raleigh, North Carolina.
Raleigh, North Carolina. I'm a Massachusetts native, but I've been here since 2007.
So a while. So, but it doesn't matter because you can jump on, what do you do? Zoom calls?
Yeah, I do Zoom calls. Sometimes they're just audio calls, just depending if somebody wants to be on video or just audio. But yeah, Zoom. Right.
Great. So, and then you have your group on Facebook, which everybody can join that as well. Yeah. And did we miss anything that you wanted to touch on regarding finding more joy, peace, and meaning?
Yeah, just my program again that I offer, it's called the Shift Your Energy Solution. It's a 3-month intimate program. I work very closely with the women that come into the program, and we touch on everything. Everything mind, body, spirit. It really, the program focuses on the 5 pillars of health and balancing them. So we focus on restoring the physical body, rewiring the mental body, reconnecting with the spiritual self, and rebalancing all of those, as well as so physical, emotional, spiritual, mental, and then our social selves. So not just how we show up for ourselves, but how we relate to others. So it's a really comprehensive program that addresses eating for energy. I address those energy vampires in it, how to get better sleep, how to breathe, how to meditate, how to be more mindful. So it's a wonderful program, and my clients get amazing results, and they're tools that last a lifetime.
That's great. And 5 pillars, right? Is that what you said?
5 pillars. Yep.
Yep.
Mhm.
And they all have to work with each other.
Yeah, we can't
to-
just focus on the one. We have to bring balance, restore, rebalance, all of them for us to be holistically healthy.
I love the title, Shift Your Energy, Transform Your Life.
That's right.
That's it. Right.
That's
Well,
it.
thank you so much for joining
Yeah,
me
you're
today.
welcome.
This
Thanks
was
for
great.
having me. Thank you.
No more energy vampires with Diane. So reach out to her to help with your energy vampires and transforming